Hey everyone, it's been a while since I've been able to do a video for the life groups, and just so blessed to be able to do that, of course, as we continue to pray for the team in Peru and of course Pastor Joel, who normally is leading up the charge for the life groups, is in Peru. I thought I'd jump in here and just say thank you to all of you. I'm just grateful today for all of you that serve in our church, and I know so many of you that are part of the life groups do so much here for Calvary Chapel Saving Grace, and just want to just say thank you. And you guys' hearts, your love, your care for the community, your care for the body, your care for the world is just such a blessing to be a part of a fellowship of people that have a passion to really just see God glorified. And, I'm just so blessed to be able to call this my home church, and the privilege of pastoring you guys and to teaching you. And just so grateful that my family has been able to grow up in a fellowship like this, and just thankful today for you guys. We had a great time on Sunday, of course, as we're in a two-part study, and we'll finish it this Sunday, just looking at, how God can bless a nation. Blessed is a nation whose God is a Lord. It says in Psalm 33, verse 12, which is kind of our theme for the next 2 weeks, and just such a great time in Psalm 33. And encourage you guys to take some time tonight and just to pray for our nation. Of course, as we approach 4th of July and celebrate that together, celebrating the birth of an incredible nation. And you've heard me say it so many times if you've been around, just in my travels, and of course having the ability to see so many different cultures and to interact with so many different kind of governments. How blessed I am to be an American, to have grown up in the land of the free, in the home of the brave. And it is truly an honor and a privilege. And we are so blessed. And so many of us don't remember. I know for me, I often neglect and forget the blessings that come with being a part of this great nation. And God, to continue to bless our nation, needs to be the Lord of our nation, and we know he's not at this time. So I'm just reminded of what Paul the Apostle told young Timothy as he's pastoring a church in 1 Timothy chapter 2, in the first couple verses there. And if you read 1 Timothy chapter 2 and chapter 3, you learn that Paul is giving instruction to Timothy of how to operate the church. So like to me, Paul's saying, hey, this is the way you want to shepherd the body. And he starts by saying, chiefly, first off, that prayer, supplications, giving of thanks be made for all men, for the kings, for all who are in authority, that we might lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and reverence. For, God desires all men to be saved and come to the knowledge of the truth. And thinking through that, he's giving an order for the church. And the first thing in the order he gives, and he gives it in priority. When he says first off, he's referring to the chief and the most important. He goes on to talk about the role of men, the role of women in chapter 2. In chapter 3, he goes on to talk about the role of the pastor and the role of the deacon and the purpose of the church, that the church is indeed the pillar and ground of truth. And he tells Timothy at the end of chapter 3, listen, this is why I'm writing this, so you might know how to conduct yourself in the house of God. And so to think about, because I don't think our churches necessarily shape up to be this way, to think about that, this is God's call, that we as a church would pray for all men, especially for those in authority. And so that's our privilege, as we approach 4th of July, to do that. So I want to invite you guys tonight to spend some time doing that. And thank you to Dave Wilkinson for putting together the questions tonight. And of course, this is our last life group of the season, and we are so Grateful for all of you that have hosted life groups, and I just want to give you a hearty thanks from me. I know it takes a lot. I host a lot of events in my home, and for my wife and I, it's a lot of work, and I just appreciate those of you that have hosted. Thank you for those of you that have led, and just the time commitment and commitment to our body. Thank you so much. And again, for those of you life groups that want to continue to meet through the summer, of course, you are so welcome to fellowship in the Lord. And even if it's something that's just kind of, the guys in the group or the gals in the group are going to get together weekly, that would be awesome. We are in anticipation looking forward to the fall, and we are looking forward to starting up some things out of the life group that we're going to call growth groups. And they're really an area of discipleship on a deeper level. And so we're excited to launch that and share the vision. Pastor Joel has a vision for that. But just be praying about that, and just thank you again for all of you, and looking forward to worshiping together with you this Sunday. Have a great, great time tonight. God bless you guys.